Mainit. Isang magandang hapon, everyone. Kumusta kayo? Glad to see all of you 147 people in the room. Can we just greet each other in our own dialect? Magandang araw, magandang hapon, maya pagat panapon. Meron bang mga taga Pampanga rito? Can we just see that in the chat? Pa-change po ng background. Sino po? Ako po. Ay, yung iba. Yan. May mga Kapampangan pala rito. Ano ka rin ko po kay Pampanga? Bako mong balo. O, tapos pwede yung libreng kape sa guli. Ay, taga Florida. Ayan. Ika, taga ano ka rin ka? Taga Lubao. Ah, okay. Good. Mechi kuko mo po, malapit tamo mo ken eh. Makano kaya nung magkapampangan tamo magkapotan eh? To translate. Paano kaya kung kapampangan na lang ako magsasalita hanggang mamaya? Siguro
Kawawa
lalayas
naman
kayo lahat, no?
kami.
Ginawa ko yan sa ano eh, nung nag-speaker ako sa Davao. Yung mga taga Davao ba dito? I would say yes. I think marami mga taga Davao dito. Eh syempre lahat ng mga nandun nagsasalita Bisaya and karamihan no, mga estudyante. Sa ano ako noon? Sa University of Mindanao. Ayan. Meron pa mga taga Davao? Yun, dito. Sabi ko, nagsasalita kayo, hindi ko kayo maintindihan. No? Bilang ganti, ang talk ko ngayon ay gagawin ko in Kapampangan. Nagtinginan sila. Charot lang. Hindi ko gagawin yan today. Because today is a very special day. This is the second Friday of July. I hope no ang mga kasama natin lahat dito are very much safe and dry. Ayun, may taga ito UM. Saan ka sa UM Main ba o UM Tagum? Yung kasi yung napuntahan ko pareho. Main and Tagum. Yan. This is a very, very special day for all of us, especially for me because gagawin ko na naman to for the nth time. And this is a type of webinar that I love doing. Kahit pa nagbibiro ako kanina sa mga community leaders natin sa group chat namin. By the way, recognize po natin ang presence aside from our co-founder, of course, Miss Yanyan Labonete. Isang sigabong palakpakan naman sa banks niya for today. Oh, 'di ba? Hindi naman may bilang 'yan, 33 and a half. Hindi pwedeng sumobra, hindi pwedeng kumulang. Pag nagbabanks, kailangan may pungso eh. And of course, yung ating pong mga kasamang mga community leaders, of course, headed by our vice chairs, Olivia Lacorte. O, maayos ko sinabi pangalan mo, ha? Sabi mo kasi may sakit ka. Madalang lang to. And si Robert Cope, nasan siya? Nandiyan ba si Robert? Robert! La. Absent. Di ba kami ginagawa? Anyway, of course, our vice chairs natin and of course, ang mga ano natin, mga deputies. Pakilala na lang kayo sa chat ha, madami kayo maubos oras ko. Say hi na lang sa mga madlang people, ating mga deputies. Sila po ang mga community leaders natin na tumutulong sa atin magpatakbo ng ating community which is already reaching almost, mali ka kanina yan, hindi tayo 7,000 plus, almost 8,000 na tayo.
Grabe, natulog lang ako. Ay, wala pala akong tulog. 8 na ba? Sorry.
Oo, upon checking, feeling ko by the end of July, nasa mga 10,000 na tayo, which is great kasi the purpose of why we have this community is very simple. Hindi ito marketplace, hindi ito chikahan session, at lalong hindi po ito basta hiring community. This is a learning community which employs a one core belief. Ano po yan? That one person could always contribute to the learning of another person. Okay? Givers gain tayo, sabi nga sa BNI. Di ba? So, ano ibig sabihin nun? The more learners that share their knowledge within the community, the more learning each and every person would be able to get. Agree ba tayo doon, mga kapatid? Yes? O, matanong ko lang, nasa community ba kayo? Baka naman kasi wala. One kung oo, zero kung hindi. O, lahat ng zero pakikick sa call. Charot lang. Okay. Kung may zero, pasok kayo sa community. O, di ba? Ang dami nyo na nasa community pala. O, bakit hindi kayo nag-attend ng live? May mga live sessions din ako doon ba? Every Wednesdays, 5 p.m. Okay? Panoorin nyo yun. Either team replay or team live kayo. Walang problema. I hope you get to learn. Marami na tayong mga shinare dyan every week na mga bagong learnings. But today is very special kasi hindi lang ito basta about client relationship. This is a highly technical type of webinar that I would like to share my thoughts with for all of you. We for today, we'll be looking at a roadmap. How do we master one very important tool if you want to become an accountant or a bookkeeper for an Australian client? We are going to be talking about zero cloud accounting. Now, bago tayo magsimula, I would just like to do a very quick survey. Pakinggang mabuti ang instruction. Okay? In a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being I am a expert to that. Alam ko yan, kahit nakapikit ako, alam ko kung paano gagawin ang mga bagay-bagay sa loob ni zero. And 1 is,
balance sheet
ano yung
accrual.
zero? Sige po,
Then,
paki-mute na
okay,
lang po
so
natin. Salamat po. Okay. How would you rate yourself in terms of mastery of zero cloud accounting system right now? Hindi ko sure kung yung 1 na to. Oy, wala sa choices ang zero. Ayan, not following instruction. 1 to 10 nga, di ba? As early as now, ha, natitraining na kayo in following instruction because that is very important. Wow, may 9 tayo. Very, very nice. Okay, may 3, 1, 7. Okay, pero majority ng nakikita ko nasa 5 below. Okay lang yan, walang problema. Be it na nandun ka sa 5 and above o 5 and below, doesn't matter. Today, simple lang ang goal natin. Okay? Pwede kasing nangyari ganito. Meron ka ng basic knowledge on how to use it, nagamit mo na for a client, ginagamit mo na before for bookkeeping purposes. Anong pwede mo mapakinabangan sa webinar na to? Pagdugtong-dugtungin natin lahat ng
kasi
alam mo
may
right now.
free
Because
naman
most
na
of the time,
so
yep, thank you. Pagdugtong-dugtungin natin ang alam mo. Kasi most of the time, lalo na ako, ganun din ako nagsimula, the knowledge that we have when it comes to how to use the software, okay, is based on experience. So, depende kung ano na-experience mo, ano mga na-encounter mo na so far, yon ang range ng alam mo. Okay? So, today ang mission natin is for us to connect all the dots. Bigyan ka ng direksyon. Ano pa bang mga pwede mong pang malaman, ma-enhance sa knowledge mo about zero to make you a better, a master, an expert of that system. Kung namang ikaw ay 5 below, walang problema. Bibigyan ka natin ng direksyon. Kasi ito yung nagiging problema dyan. Maraming resources out there. Okay? Mag-search ka lang sa YouTube. Dami-daming tutorial dyan eh. But the problem is this. Number one, you don't know where to start. You don't know how to proceed. And you don't know which applies to real client situations and which ones are very trivial lang. Okay? So today, ang goal natin is to set that pacing, to set that direction. How do you create, assemble, achieve those essential skills related to zero to be a modern accounting professional that Australian clients are looking for? Okay ba tayo doon? Happy? Yes? Patingin nga sa chat. Kasi kung hindi, tigilan natin to. Pwede na ako mag-weekend. Sungit na. Sungit. pang ilang mi- pang ilang meeting ko na kasi to sa buong maghapon. Pang-anim na ba to? Pang-pito. Okay. Yan, good. Okay, that energizes me. Bakit ba sobrang enthusiastic ko dito? By the way, pakilala lang po muna ako. Sa mga hindi pa po nakakilala sa akin, bakit hindi nyo po ako kilala? Ako po ang partner ni Catherine Bernard. Charot lang. Hindi ko siya type. Opo. So ako po si, wow, ano to? Grade 1. So I'm Miguel Serrano. I'm a certified public accountant and also a certified learning and development professional under the International HR Institute. So I have been ang buong professional career ko for the past 12 years. It rested on the idea of dealing with different clients in the outsourcing, offshoring, freelancing industry. So yung mga Australians, Kiwis, Amerikano, from UK, Canada, okay? Minsan pati Singapore, Asia, Malaysia, lalo na Pinoy, okay? Parte ng naging trabaho natin yan. Okay? And for the past 12 years, I have been able to teach a lot of people, like seriously, a lot of people in how to use this system. In my calculation, nag-accounting ako nung isang araw, for the past 8 years that I am in the learning and development industry in the outsourcing, ang trabaho kasi talaga dyan, magturo eh. Okay? So I'm a certified public accountant, yes. Pero hindi ako nag-practice in the local kasi ang naging first job ko sa outsourcing na. Natutunan ko kung paano gawin ang mga bagay-bagay. I did some research. And then when another company gave me the opportunity to handle their learning and development department. Isa siyang outsourcing company in Clark. Here in Pampanga, hindi ko na lang sasabihin kung ano yun. Wala na kasi ako doon. But, okay, um, ano tawag dito? Yeah. I had the opportunity to teach, okay, a lot of Filipino professionals align their skills so that they could serve these kind of clients from Australia, New Zealand, and all the other countries that I mentioned a while ago. And honestly, it has been my passion ever since. All in all, within that 12 years that I've been in the industry, to my own amazement, I have been able to train more than 18,000 Filipino accountants and bookkeepers in my whole professional career. Hindi ko alam paano ko yun nagawa. Pero nilalapit sila lagi sa akin ng, ng pagkakataon. And honestly, akala ko nga last year when I stepped down into being the Director of Learning and Development and company president ng outsourcing company that I belong with. Akala ko yun na yun. That stops there, yung pagte-train ko. Until this year, may isang babaeng nakabangs na bigla na lang tumatawag sa akin. Oo. At binalik na naman ako sa ganitong trabaho, sa ganitong mission. So doon ko na-conclude na ay hindi pa pala ako tapos sa kailangan kong gawin. Now, you might ask, Sir Migs, bakit napaka-enthusiastic mo when it comes to teaching people about Zero, teaching people about how it works when it comes to outsourcing, freelancing, offshoring, how to deal with the shell and clients? Well, simply because when I first put my first one foot into this industry, that was in 2014. Kakagraduate ko lang noon, kakapasa ko lang ng board exam. My first job was in the outsourcing industry. Sinadya ko ba yon? Hindi. Yun lang kasi yung merong available na trabaho na lumapit agad sa akin due to my family connections. So dahil doon, okay, napasok ako sa isang industry that nobody knows. Imagine 2014, walang may pakialam sa mga taga-outsourcing. Pag-accountant ka ng panahon na yon, kailangan either nasa audit ka, tax firm ka, or nasa bangko ka. Matik yan, di ba? Hindi ako pumunta doon dahil black sheep ako. Tinatamad ako. Ayoko kasi sa ganang industry. So, saan ako napunta? Outsourcing. And when I understood how things work there, I found the environment to be friendly, to be professional, mataas ang respeto sa mga Filipino accountants, binabayaran ka ng tama, walang overtime o thank you. Okay? Sabi ko sa sarili ko, this is an industry. This is an opportunity that every Filipino accountant deserves to open their doors into. Yun ang sabi ko. Kasi ako na-enjoy ko yung ganong klase ng privileges and benefits. Eh, average lang naman po ako na estudyante noon. Saktuhan lang, mutik na nga ako hindi nag-board exam. Okay? Bakit yung mga kaklase ko noon, summa cum laude, magna cum laude, naglalakad na accounting book? Ang utak nila talagang genius. Bakit sila binabayaran ng minimum wage? Pinapatay sa overtime. Bakit ganun? Ako, why am I enjoying all of these while others are suffering? That's where my mission began. Nasabi ko, if I can do something to bring this opportunity to Filipino accountants and open these global opportunities for them, open that stage internationally to Filipino professionals, I will do it. Ay mamali ko bang binuksan talaga yung pagkakataon hanggang ngayon, ano? Kasi yun ang mission natin. Gusto kong masiguro that every Filipino accountant or bookkeeper would have that chance to make the most out of these worldwide opportunities. Kasi meron po akong isang matinding paniniwala. Ano po yan? After going to dealing with different people from different countries, going to several countries as well, attending conferences, meeting clients, meeting accountants, professionals sa Sydney, Australia, Singapore, multiple times ako nandyan, I was able to conclude one very important thing. That Filipino professionals, listen to this, Filipino professionals, we are world-class professional. Mataas ang respeto sa atin ng mga taga-ibang bansa. Naniniwala ba kayo doon? May I see it in the chat? Yes. Okay. Kasi kung hindi kayo naniniwala, ay utang na loob right now pa lang pinasabi ko sa inyo, maniwala kayo. We are world-class professionals. Isa tayo sa pinakamatalino, pinakamabilis mag-adapt. Hindi tayo puro resilience na kapag may baha, lakangiti pa rin tayo. No. Mataas ang respeto sa atin ng mga taga-ibang bansa dahil alam nila ang kakayahan at ang sipag at ang dedikasyon ng isang Filipino professional. That is what solidified my mission. And I said, kung ganito kataas ang respeto ng mga taga-ibang bansa sa mga Pilipinong accountant at bookkeeper, there is nothing that will stop me from making sure that you have the proper skills for you to be able to maximize those opportunities. Yun ang gusto ko talagang mangyari. Yun ang trabaho ko. Okay? Now, if that's not enough reason for you, okay, that's not enough why for you to move forward in this journey of mastering zero cloud accounting system and maximizing these opportunities, bigyan ko pa kayo ng mas maraming rason. Ano pa yun? Okay? In a global scale, okay, people, businesses who are using zero, nasa almost 5 million na yan. Scattered across 180 countries. And you know what? In Australia alone, okay? Pakinggan mabuti. In Australia alone, every small business in Australia are using zero. Alam niyo kung bakit? Because every accounting firm in Australia requires their clients to use zero. Ganon katindi doon. Dito sa Pilipinas, masyado na tayo nasanay sa manual bookkeeping, Excel. Doon, matik. Kung gusto mong magpa-handle ng tax compliance sa isang accounting firm, wala kang choice. You need to use zero because that's what an accounting firm would require you to do. So, ibig sabihin nito, Australia alone, okay? Ang dami mong choices sa kung saang accounting firm ka, okay? Maglaland ng opportunity. And sure ako, kapag nagkaroon ka ng opportunity to work for an accounting firm in Australia, number one tool that you will be using on a daily basis will be zero. Matik yan. So, babalik ta rin ko lang. If you want to become an accountant or a bookkeeper serving an Australian client, dahil sabi nga ni Miss Yan kanina, ayaw nating magpuyat. Pero actually, hindi lang yun eh. Oo, ayaw nating magpuyat. Ayaw din natin ng sobrang stress na environment at gusto nating makadeal ng mga taong sobrang cool. I would say Australians are one of the coolest people you will ever meet in your life. I promise that. Nandun ako nung 2019, I think, 2019. First time ko pong lumabas ng bansa, diretso agad yon Brisbane in Australia. And then, itong napakagaling kong boss, iniwan akong mag-isa doon. Wala akong kasama. So, I need to navigate around the area, figure it out para makauwi po ako ng buhay at mag-survive ako doon. Okay? You know what? That place is so friendly. People are so warm and friendly. Ang daling makakuha ng tulong. Like people are, I mean, ang babait ng mga tao. They will guide you where to go, what to do. Makatabi mo lang sila sa restaurant, kumakain ka, makikipagkwentuhan sila sa'yo. You don't even know them. For the first time, nakita kayo. It's a very warm country. They are amazing people. They are very good people. And alam mo, madali silang pasayahin. Okay? Honest, ano to? Share, blah, blah, blah. Sige, mamaya ako tidil yan. Madali silang pasayahin. Kasi pag basta makita lang nila that you know what you're doing and at the same time, okay, yung dedication mo nandun, okay yan. Masaya sila dyan. Susuportahan ka nila. Okay? That's why I love working with them. Now, if you want to work with them, you need to use the zero tool. Kung ayaw mo naman sa Australian, marami ka pang ibang bansa na pwedeng pagpilian. New Zealand, heavy usage din. UK, definitely. US, head-to-head battle sila ni QuickBooks. Pero malaki na rin ang market share ni Zero doon. Ayaw mo mag-abroad, Pilipinas ang gusto mo dahil mahal mo ang bansang to. Bahala ka. Okay? Pero, dito rin, ginagamit na natin yan. Kasi that's also part of my job. Okay? We are implementing Zero here for local businesses. Okay? Isa ako sa mga official Zero advisory partners dito sa Pilipinas. Isa sa pinakauna. So, isa yan sa mga trabaho natin. So, anywhere you go, whether you like it or not, Zero or knowing how to use this system for a small business will open up a lot of opportunities for you. Okay. As someone with no accounting background, can someone like me penetrate the market? Definitely. Mamaya may guide ako actually kung paano mo magagawa yan. Mamaya sasagutin ko yung tanong mo na yan sa last part ng presentation. Okay? Now, so that this is your why. Okay? Maraming opportunities out there to work with amazing people. All you need as an entry point is understand the tool that they're using. Okay? Now, the next question is, where do I start? What do I need to learn? Marami kang makikita mga ano dyan, mga hmm, guides dyan, mga tawag dito, video tutorial. But the problem with most of those video tutorials, they only explain the functionalities of Zero. Sasabihin lang sa'yo, oh, this is how you create an invoice. This is how you create a bill. This is how you create a bank transaction. This is how you match a bank transaction to an invoice. Puro sila ganon. But what you really need to know, okay, is how can we utilize this tool, this accounting software, to properly process the transactions of the client. Yon ang critical skill na kailangan meron ka. And for us to have a better direction on how to learn it correctly, ito po ang aking nine critical skills that you need to develop for yourself, because these are all also the nine critical skills that clients look for from accountants who are using Zero. Bibigyan ko kayo ng rapid fire discussion on each of these. Get ready with your notes. Banata natin. Okay? Ano lahat ng to? From reconciliation of bank feeds down to monthly modifying report packs. Banata natin, first skill, reconciliation of automatic bank feeds. Ano po ibig sabihin po nito? When we say reconciliation of automatic bank feeds, keep this in mind. In Australia, businesses, okay, not only businesses, people, oh, may magsusulat na naman yan sa PowerPoint ko eh. Okay. So businesses, people in Australia, they don't use physical money so much anymore. Okay? Right now. Meron pa rin naman pong perang papel, meron pa rin pong barya, pero usually kapag kunyari bibili ka sa tindahan, okay? Wala naman po kasi nagtitinda ng fishball dun eh. So hindi mo kailangan ng barya. Usually pag bibili ka sa isang tindahan, ano po ang mga mode of payment mo? Bank transfer, credit card, debit card, auto debit, okay? Digital payment. May GCash ba doon, sir? As far as I know, wala po. Pero meron silang mga equivalent like Alipay, okay? Alam ko, WeChat Pay, meron bang ganun? Ayan. Stripe, yan, Matic. So lahat ng mga transactions nila, they are in bank transactions. Usage of paper money, physical money is very, very low. Okay? Usually, panukli na lang yun sa mga pubs o sa mga coffee shops. Pero usually dyan, swipe card. Okay? Matik yan. Even the usage of checks there, not anymore. Hindi na sila gumagamit po ng cheque doon. Kaya pag sinabi mong dito sa Pilipinas, gumagamit pa tayo ng cheque, medyo ano sila ma-amaze sila. Para mong sinabihan na nagluluto tayo gamit ang dalawang batong kiniskis para magkaapoy. Parang ganun ang style ng ano daw paggamit ng cheque. So everything is digital money. Okay? Bank transfers, all of that. So ano ibig sabihin nun? It tells us na if you are looking for the transactions of the client that you need to record for bookkeeping purposes, saan mo makikita ang 90 to 95% of them? Sa bank records nila. Okay? Nasa bank transactions yan. Ngayon, ang maganda sa ginawa nila ganito. Zero, which is their accounting system, nakatap yan sa online banking records ng client. And what happens is that the online banking platform automatically feeds the bank statement lines, the bank transaction details of the client, of the business, going to Zero, which is their accounting software. On a daily basis, Lahat ng nagiging transaction nila sa bangko, ifini-feed na yan papunta kay zero. Why is that important? Hindi mo na kailangan maghanap. Kasi nandun na eh. Ano na lang ang trabaho mo? To be able to reconcile these transactions, meaning to record these transactions in the books. Para hindi tayo nag-i-imagine, ipakita ko ang actual software. So this is actual zero. Okay, gumagamit ako ngayon ng demo company. And if you can see on the left-hand side, ito, meron kami kita dyan, reconcile 28 items. What you will see there, meron tayong mga list of transactions. On the left side, okay, sa mong konti, nabibitin ko eh. On the left side, on the left side, okay, ito mga to, these are your bank feeds. Ito po yung mga transactions na kapag sinilip mo, yung bank statement ng client, 100% yan din ang makikita mo. Nandyan na lahat. Nandyan na yung pangalan ng entity. Nandyan na yung description. Nandyan na po kung ano siya, spend money, receive money. Pag sinabi natin receive money, deposits yan. Pumasok na pera. Spend money, yan po yung withdrawals. Lumabas na pera. Hindi pa naka-record yan. Finid pa lang yan. Ano trabaho mo? Your job, for example, we have 28 items here. Your job is to record or to reconcile, it's the same meaning, record or reconcile these transactions from the bank records on the left side, sorry, to the right, which is your books. Okay? Yun ang trabaho mo. For example, meron tayong na-receive na pera. Paano ko nalaman? Nakalagay receive. Receive na pera, etong amount niya. Kanino related? Ridgeway University. Ang maganda kay Zero, nahanap din niya sa loob ng system. Uy, may invoice tayo kay Ridgeway University. Same amount. And what the software does is it automatically suggests to you kanino pwedeng nakamatch ang payment na to, anong invoice ang kamatch niya. Ano na lang ang trabaho mo ngayon? Ang trabaho mo bilang accountant or a bookkeeper is one thing. You see this OK button? All you need to do is to click that OK button and then your job is done. Yun na yun. Ayun, dali lang pala ng trabaho, Sir Mix. Mag-click lang pala ako ng OK button. Siyempre, hindi. Okay? Because the real work, the real skill in here is not in clicking that OK button. Kahit yung batang 2 months old, kayang gawin yun, ate. Okay? Ano ang totoong skill? The real skill that you need to develop here is this. Nung kinlik ko yung OK button na yun, ano nangyari? Saan siya napunta? Okay? Anong journal entry yung nangyari? Ay, may journal entry, Sir Mix. O, syempre, natural. Accountant ka, di ba? Bookkeeper ka, di ba? Wala kang choice, kailangan may journal entry. Ang diferensya, hindi ikaw ang nag-assemble ng journal entry na yun. Sino gumawa nun? Si Zero. Paano niya ginawa yun? Nung kinlik mo yung OK button, automatic, pagka-click mo ng OK, nag-generate siya ng journal entry in the back end. Anong journal entry yun, Sir Mix? Imagine natin. Meron kang receive money, pumasok ang pera, nabawasan ang accounts receivable mo. Tama? Na-apply yung payment sa invoice eh. So automatic, ibig sabihin nun, from that transaction, nagkaroon ka ng debit to the bank, nag-increase yung bank balance eh. Credit to accounts receivable. Kasi nabawasan ng AR. Kasi nabayaran na yung invoice. Why is that important? Because you, through that kind of skill, that knowledge, you know exactly what's going to be the impact of that entry on several reports within Zero. Alam mo magiging impact niya sa general ledger. Alam mo kung saan mo siya hanapin sa trial balance. Alam mo ano magiging impact niya sa profit and loss? Sa balance sheet. So if you need to do anything further than that, you know exactly where to trace that transaction. Step back tayo ng konti. Okay? For example, ito. Okay? Ito, bank charges. Okay? Wala siyang nakalagay na automatic suggestion. Wala ka i-match. Pero, it's like who, what, and why. Now, it's your turn naman to understand. Ano bang mangyayari dito? Pag nilagyan ko ta ng information, spend money to, bawas sa bank balance, credit yan to the bank. Ano i-debit ko? Expense yan. Ano bang klaseng expense to? Bank charges. Eh di lalagay ko siya sa expense account na bank fee. That's the kind of decision making that you need to do. Mahaba lang siya pag in-explain ko, pero honestly sa utak mo, mabilis lang yan. Ang importante dito is that before you click this OK button, you must know very well what exactly will be the impact of this transaction into all of the reports that may be affected by it once I click this OK button. That is the real skill required when it comes to the first one, which is reconciliation of automatic bank feeds. Nasusundan? Good. Next, bank rules. Ano naman yung bank rules? Managing bank rules. Bigay tayo ng isang example. Gusto ko yung sumasambulat yung okay na ganun. Okay? Yan. Now, ano naman yung bank rule? This is an example of a bank rule. Tong 7, hindi yung 7-Eleven ha. Itong nakalagay apply rule, sabi niya. So ano nangyari dito? Meron tayong transaction to 7-Eleven, spend money $15. Regular natin itong ginagawa, may instruction ng client. Ano instruction ng client? Every time that we have a transaction with 7-Eleven, i-record mo yan to office expenses. Ano gagawin mo? You can record this solo. But if you want to standardize the coding of this transaction, papasok si bank rule dyan. Bakit? Kasi yun ang goal ni bank rule. It helps you to standardize the recording of transactions that have similar treatment. And that is a very important skill as an accountant or a bookkeeper. Okay? Lalo na sa bookkeeping. Bookkeeping requires a lot of consistency when it comes to treatment. Kaya nga kapag ganito, for example, pag binuksan ko tong 7-Eleven na to, makikita mo sa loob, ano exactly ang mangyayari kapag kinlik mo yung okay kanina kung tatanggapin mo yung bank rule. So it says here, ayan, description niya, miscellaneous corner store, account will be office expenses, blah, blah, blah. So if you want that kind of standardized treatment for a specific transaction, ano gagawin mo? Create ka ng bank rule. Madali lang naman mag-create ng bank rule eh. Okay, dito ka lang. Ayan, ito Cooper Street Bakery. Options lang. And then create bank rule. And then ikaw ang magde-define. Ano ang mangyayari sa transaction na to through the bank rule that we created. Let's say itong Cooper Street Bakery na to, tanggalin ko yan. Pwede ko siyang ilagay dito as Cooper Street Bakery. Okay, create lang ako dyan. Save lang. And then gusto kong mangyari dito, i-record ko siya as entertainment. Okay, kasi bakery eh. Okay? Pag sinabing bakery doon, hindi lang po puro tinapay yun, ha? Baka maghanap ka ng pandekoko at kababayan. Hindi po. Pag sinabing bakery doon, okay, usually they purchase their lunch, mga tinapay. Tinapay pa din naman. Pero, ano tawag dito? They consume it not just for merienda purposes, they consume it for lunch and dinner. O may magtatanong pa niyan, may kanin po ba doon? Meron. Maraming mga Chinese takeaways doon. Gusto mo ng kanin, hanap ka ng mga Chinese na tindahan. Matik. Apaka-racist mo naman, sir. Hindi. Ganun talaga. Tatanong-tanong kayo eh. Okay? So, ano mangyayari niya? Pag sinave ko to, ano mangyayari? Pag lahat nun, ano? Every time that we have this kind of transaction related to Cooper Street Bakery, ano mangyayari? Automatic, lahat ng yan, kapag tinanggap mo yung bank rule, pwede mo yung i-code, diretso na sa entertainment. Hindi mo na kailangan pag-isipan. Okay? Ang importante doon na-achieve mo yung part na consistency in the treatment and mapapabilis ba yung recording mo kasi you don't need to type all of those information na pare-pareho lang naman again and again and again. Okay? So that's what bank rules is all about. Being able to standardize the recording of transaction. Pangatlo, cash coding. Honestly, kapag nandito na tayo sa ganitong sitwasyon, for example, daming okay button, no? Click mo lang yung okay nito, okay nito, okay nito, okay na to, okay na to. Sabi nga ni Mami, ang pangalan nun? Yung Nanintan Felix, Grace. Yun. Okay na to. Okay? Okay lang yan kung ganyan lang kakonti yung transaction. Pero paano kung hindi? Let me give you one example. There was one time, the client, this was early 2014. First year ko pa lang sa trabaho. Isa sa mga pinakaunang na-assign sa akin ito. I need to migrate the client from one accounting software papunta kay zero. Okay? Yun ang trabaho. I need to copy all of the transactions from one software and ililipat ko sila exactly the same way papunta kay zero. Kaya na-master ko tong software na to eh. Ikaw
Okay.
ba naman ipakalkal yung buong bituka at updo nito sa akin? Lalo na first time gagamitin ng firm. Ako ang pinakaunang taong natuto ng zero dun sa accounting firm na yon in New Zealand. Okay, New Zealand yung client ko nun. So ako ang naatasang pag-aralan yung software for the purpose of transitioning their clients to this software.
Ay, free.
Yep.
Mga,
Sige po, pakiano na lang.
grade 2 po.
Yan, salamat. Okay. Now, imagine. I needed to reconcile more than 1,000 transactions per year. And most of them have the exact same treatment. Ano mga ginawa ko? Number one, bank rules. Natural. Para yung pare-pareho, standard ng treatment. Pero syempre, imagine mo, 1,000 yon, te. 1,000 beses ka rin magkiklik ng okay. Hindi ka ba mabubuang nun? So ano ginawa ko? I had another technique, another feature of Zero that you need to maximize, which is called the cache coding. Kasi sa cache coding, it enables you to do bulk editing of transaction, bulk recording of transaction. For example, ang maganda kasi, ang laman po ng cache coding, tandaan nyo, ay kapareho lang ng laman ng reconcile tab. Pareho lang yan. Magkaiba lang ang presentation. Ang maganda rito, let's say, may mga bank rules tayo, di ba? 7-Eleven, Cooper Street Bakery, ginawa natin yung bank rules na yan. Automatic sa cache coding, te, pag kinlik ko tong button nag-verdet na to sa baba, to green button dito sa baba, lahat ng yan sabay-sabay mare-reconcile. And pwede ko pa yan dagdagan. For example, kiklik ko tong payee, magtatabi-tabi yung pare-pareho. Kinlik ko yung payee, nag-sort sila. And then nagtabi-tabi lahat to. Central City Parking. Ayokong gumawa ng bank rule. Kasi most probably baka wala ng ganyang transaction in the future. Nagkataon lang madami sila ngayon. Ano gagawin ko? I will just select all of these and then edit them all at once. Lalagay ko sila, let's say, sa account na motor vehicle expenses. And once I click enter, lahat yan automatically edited na. So what happens? May bank rules ka, meron kang inedit ng mga transactions dito, nilagay mo na account. Kapag kinlik ko itong save and reconcile all sa baba, anong mangyayari? Lahat ng yon, in this example, we have 9 of them, sabay-sabay silang na-record. Imagine if you can do that fast for 200, 400, 600 transactions all at once. How much time can you save for the client? And that is a very important skill. Finding ways for you to save time. Kasi tandaan ninyo, binabayaran ng client nyo ang oras nyo. So as much as you can maximize that time for them, the better. Hindi ito basta paramihan lang ng trabaho. Palinisan ng trabaho at the shortest time possible. If you master that kind of skill, magaling ka. Iba-value ka talaga ng client. Okay? So that's the third one. And honestly, etong first three na to, kapag na-master mo yan, it will already cover around 80 to 85% of the transactions that you need to record for the client. Kasi di ba nga, mostly of their transactions, puro cash, puro bank transactions. So, ma-master mo pa lang yung first three na yan, solve ka na. 80 to 85% of the transactions, kaya mo nang i-record. So, that's the third. Dagdagan pa natin, special cases tayo. Pang-apat, fixed asset. Kapag sinabi natin fixed asset, pwede po ba magturo kayo ng data migration from QBO to Zero? Pwede naman, pero wala pang available. Oy, mahirap ang migration ha. Kala nyo, masakit sa ulo yan. Pero kaya ko naman. Nagturo na ako before ng ganyan. Pero wala pa akong available right now. Mag-survey tayo. Kung marami kayo, sige, go. Parang mas maganda to kaysa QBO. Okay, bigyan ko ka lang yung differentiation. Anong pinagkaiba niya sa QBO at saka yung Zero. QBO, uso yan sa Amerika. One of the distinguishing characteristics niyan is it's really for hardcore accounting. Okay? Hardcore accounting. So kung traditional accountant ka, who needs all of those complications of accounting, go. Mag-QBO ka. Now, Zero, okay, user-friendly. Bakit? Kasi ang intention ni Zero, ipagamit niya ang software niya for business owners na walang background in accounting. Ganon ang naging mindset nila. Ever since. Hanggang ngayon. Okay? Sa mga ZeroCon, Zero Roadshow, enable business owners to do their bookkeeping kahit wala kang background in accounting. Kaya mas madali siyang intindihin at gamitin. Okay? Yun po yung reason kung bakit napaka-user-friendly niya. Okay? Now, punta tayo sa next topic. I only have 15 minutes left. Managing fixed assets. Ano naman ito? Pag sinabi fixed asset, ito po yung depreciable asset ninyo. Yung sinasubject natin for depreciation. Okay? And you need to keep this in mind. Special treatment nito among all the other expenditures. Bakit? Kasi dito sa fixed assets natin, okay, meron tayong tinatawag na fixed asset registry. Ito po siya. Ano ang fixed asset registry? This is your central repository ng lahat ng depreciable assets ng isang business. Why is this important? Keep this in mind. When it comes to the calculation of depreciation expense on a monthly basis and the posting, okay, of the depreciation journal, debiting depreciation expense, crediting accumulated depreciation, pakinggan ito mabuti, hindi ikaw ang dapat gumagawa niyan. Sino dapat gagawa? Ang gagawa niyan dapat is si Zero. Okay? Kaya nga meron tayo dito, run depreciation. Pag kinlik ko to ate, ang mangyayari, the software itself would calculate for the depreciation amount as you can see happening. And once I click this confirm, automatic din. Magko-compute yan at magpo-post yan ng journal entry debiting depreciation expense, crediting accumulated depreciation. Okay? Now, ano ang hindi mo trabaho yon? Kaya nga dapat stay away from those accounts. Wag kang magbibida-bida na ikaw ang gagawa ng journal entry para sa ganon. Dapat si Zero lang ang gagalaw ng ganong journal. Anong trabaho mo? Ang trabaho mo is to make sure that all depreciable assets that were purchased by the business, they are all registered here in the fixed asset registry. That's your job. Bakit? Kasi imagine mo to. May binili silang asset. Hindi mo ko pinakinggan. Kasi tumingin ka ng cellphone for the past 3 seconds. Okay. Nakalimutan mo ngayon, hindi mo na ulinigan yung instruction ko na dapat pag may binili sila ng depreciable asset ay inilagay mo dito sa registry. Hindi mo yung ginawa. Ano mangyayari? Pag nag-run ng depreciation ngayon si Zero, hindi yun masasama. Natural. Wala siya dyan eh. Okay? So ano mangyayari ngayon? Kulang. Understated ang depreciation expense mo. Dahil understated ang depreciation expense, overstated ngayon ang net income ng client mo. Dahil overstated ang net income, overstated din ang retained earnings. And dahil kulang din, understated ang accumulated depreciation, overstated din ang iyong asset amount, fixed asset amount mo, and overstated din ang asset mo. Dalawang report kagad ang tumumba, profit and loss and balance sheet, dahil lang tumingin ka ng cellphone mo for the past 3 seconds at hindi mo narinig yung instruction ko. That's the importance. Okay? So keep in mind, if the client purchased an asset that needs to be subjected to depreciation, you need to make sure that that asset is registered here in the fixed asset registry. Sana pati government accounting may system na tulad ng Zero. I tried before. Will not work because the way government accounting is different. Okay? Now, next, panglima, we have the products and services. Now, mabilis ang disclaimer na kagad ako dito. Set ko na yung expectation ninyo that clients who will involve any inventory would most probably not use Zero for that purpose. Okay? Kung yung client mo, malakihang trading company or may manufacturing sila, malamang din nila gagamitin si Zero for that purpose. Gagamitin nila si Zero for accounting, pero hahanap sila ng ibang software that could integrate with Zero for inventory management purposes. Since 7 Core is one good example. TradeGecko is another example. Recon is another example. Okay? So ano silbi nito, sir? Bakit kailangan pa natin pag-usapan ito? Well, one, because the client might use it. Hindi ko naman sinabing lahat hindi ginagamit. Meron pa rin mga ilan-ilan na client na sobrang simple lang ng inventory management requirement nila. Pwede na si Zero. In and out lang. At least na monitor natin yung quantity. Pero meron akong isang mas magandang function dyan. Pakiano na lang po. Thank you. Meron pa akong isang magandang function dyan. Ano po yan? Imagine this. Okay? Let's say yung client mo is a professional services type of client. Okay? Nag-i-invoice siya. Anong kinalaman ng products and services feature ni Zero kapag gano'n? Sir Mix, servicing client pala. Wala po siyang inventory. So, edi wala akong pakialam dun. Kasi pang-inventory yung function na yan. Mali. Okay? Kaya nga siya tinawag na products and services, di ba? Hindi lang siya puro products, may services. So anong relevance ng services? Check natin. Under sales, we go to products and services. Makikita nyo dito may mga nakalistang mga items. Examine natin yung nasa example ng demo company. Okay? Di pa ba accepted ni BIRC 0? For computerized accounting system, hindi pa po. For loose leaf, pwede. Okay? Okay na coach yan. O, sige, hindi pala sa akin yan. So for example, ito. Okay, meron tayo makikita sa baba. Large, t-shirt large black, t-shirt medium, t-shirt small. Meron kang makikita on the right side, quantity, sabi niya. Ito yung mga example ng inventaryo. Kasi dito, nasa-set up na natin kagad yan. Mamomonitor natin yung inventory quantities. If the client just has that kind of simple requirement, wherein they will purchase and then they will sell the exact same thing. Binili niya ng mansanas, lalabas ng mansanas. Okay, ibebenta ng mansanas. Pwede mong gamitin ito. Walang problema. Now, how does it relate to services do? Kasi may makikita ka dito. Development work, project management, half-day training. Diba? Mga services yan. How can you utilize this function and why should you use it for that purpose? Bigyan ko kayo ng isang idea. Okay? Let's say the client is going to be invoicing someone. Okay? What you can do, kasi gawa tayo ng invoice. What you can do para mapabilis ang invoicing function mo is you can utilize that products and services feature ni Zero for you to standardize the content of your invoices. For example, I am going to be invoicing a client for development work on site per day. If I click on that item, automatically napiprefill na dito yung description, napiprefill na yung amount, kung magkano yung charge sa client, anong account siya papasok, etc. etc. Okay? Ano ibig sabihin na to? If you want a standard way of preparing the invoices for the client, pwede mo itong gamitin. Una, mapapabilis ang trabaho. Pre-filled na eh. Pangalawa, iwas error. Kasi kunyari, ang dami mong kailangan i-type, kamukha nito. Magkamali ka ng spelling, magmumukhang napakababa ng quality ng trabaho mo. But once you created the standard templates in using the products and services feature of Zero, those errors will be minimized or even zeroed out. Kasi tandaan mo, bilang accountant, bilang bookkeeper, accuracy is also one important skill. Madami ko na diniscuss mula kanina, ha? Accuracy, consistency, di ba? Puro mga CCC yan. Okay? So, isa yan sa mga skill na pwede mo magamit if you want to be a valuable accountant or a bookkeeper for an Australian client. That's the fifth one. Pang-anim, tracking categories. Ano naman to? O, nandito na rin tayo sa invoice. Tignan nyo tong part na to. May nakalagay region. Tapos pag kinlik ko, meron po siyang iba-iba. Ay, babago to ah. Okay? Right Agency, Luna Cafe, East Side Club. Ay, project pala yan. Kaya pala tataka ko. Region, ito. Region. East Side, North, South, West Coast. Ano po ito? Imagine if your client has multiple branches. Let's say they own a cafe. A cafe that is on different places in Australia. May mga branches sila. Anong pwede mong bigay na value sa client? If the client would like to understand the comparability of the financial performance ng bawat branch na yon, makita natin, mapaghiwa-hiwalay natin kanino ba, magkano ang income, revenue ng bawat cafe branch, magkano yung mga expenses related to each branch, and then be able to create a profit and loss report that creates those comparative profit and loss. Pinagtatabi-tabi natin yung per branch, and then meron kang consolidated sa dulo. Tracking categories will be your best friend for that. Kasi yun ang trabaho ni tracking category. Tracking category enables you to categorize or segregate transactions into different categories. Pwede siyang per branch. Pwede mo rin sila pag-iwa-hiwalayin like by department. Minsan by salesman. Minsan by function. Depende yan. Okay? So ang goal mo sa tracking category is aside sa chart of accounts, you can utilize this for segregating transactions. Para pag gumawa ka ng financial report, pwede mo silang i-filter kung ano lang yung mga transactions related to a single branch or specific branch, yun lang ipapakita mo. Pwede kang gumawa ng comparative reports. Kasi importante yon. As an accountant or a bookkeeper, ito tatandaan nyo ha, hindi lang kayo taga-encode ng transaction, mga ate. Ulitin ko. Being an accountant or a bookkeeper, it doesn't mean your job is just to encode transactions. No. Your job is to make sure that those transactions are captured correctly in the books and be able to communicate that information to the client. Yun ang totoong value. Kasi kung ang isinisip mo, ang trabaho mo lang, encode lang, AI kaya nang gawin yan. Just recently, Claude, if you know Claude AI, N0 strike a partnership. You can now use Claude with Zero. Okay? AI na ang gumagamit ng mismo accounting software. Nakatap na siya dun. MCP na niya yun. So kung yun lang ang kaya mong gawin, talo ka talaga sa AI. Okay? Ako lagi akong nananakot eh. Hindi pa si Jax, iba pa si Jax. Jax is just their internal AI system. Claude plus Zero is another different way of doing it. Okay? Now, as an accountant or a bookkeeper, ano dapat ang skill mo? You need to be able to decide properly how to capture those transactions correctly inside the system and know how to communicate those to the client. Communication means how can you present them in the report? Paano may format yung report mo that it becomes more meaningful to the client? How will you be able to tell them what's happening? Interpret those data. That is the real skill. Okay? Tracking categories could help you in that kind of work. Okay? Pampito, manual journal. Whether you like it or not, kahit gaano ka-high-tech ang isang accounting system, AI cannot replace humans in bookkeeping and accounting jobs. It totally depends what you're doing. There are people who would lose their jobs from AI if that type of work that they do AI can already do it. Now you focus on the things that AI cannot do anymore. Okay? Yun lang ang lagi ko reminder. Huwag tayo masyadong pakampante sa salitang AI will not take over your job. It can. Okay? Depende na lang yan kung anong trabaho mo. Anong value ang binibigay mo. Balik tayo sa topic. Manual journals. Whether you like it or not, you need to deal with it. Bakit? End of month adjustments. Kailangan yan. Closing procedures. Kailangan yan. Kailangan mo masiguro that every month yung libro ng client mo, nako-close yan. Nafa-finalize yan. And by the end of the month, kailangan may mga adjustments ka. Anong gagawin mo? Mag-manual journal ka. Ano lahat ng mga minamanual journal natin usually? Inventory adjustments. That's number one. Accrual adjustments. Kung kunyari hindi ko magamit ng invoices and bills si client, anong gagawin mo? Mag-journal entry ka to accrue those income and expenses na hindi pa binabayaran pero kailangan i-recognize for that month. Ano lang ang mga ihahabiling ko sa inyo pagdating dito? Okay, pag nag-fill up kayo ng manual journal, number one, siguraduhin yung ang debit at ang credit ay balanse. Okay? Hindi ka matinong accountant or bookkeeper kung gagawa ka ng journal entry, ang debit at credit hindi tumutugma. And to my disappointment, there are accountants who are still doing that. Utang na loob. Meron akong client for implementation. Sineset up ko yung zero account nila. Humingi ako ng trial balance. Trial balance, ha? Debit and credit yan, te. Pinasa sa akin trial balance, hindi balance eh. Ano gusto mo gawin ko dito? Mag-magic? Okay. Magmilagro ko. Diyos ko. Binalik ko. Because how can you even come up with a trial balance that does not balance? So common sense tells us, ha, manual journal, pag nag-assemble ka, debit and credit, dapat pareho po yan. Hindi naman to magsisave. Hindi yan mapopost. Pangalawa, meron tayo ditong dalawang dates. Buti pa siya, no? May date, ikaw wala. Dalawa pa yung sa kanya, ikaw wala. Anyway, ano tong isa? First date niya, salawahan eh, no? First date niya, journal date yan. For example, nag-accrual journal ka as June 30. Ano lalagay mo dito? Siyempre, June 30. Yun ang yung journal entry mo eh. Daming affected doon sa sinabi kong walang ka-date. Grabe kayo. And then auto-reversing, wag mong kakalimutan yan. Pag nag-accrual journal ka, laging automatic may auto-reversal ka. Anong ilalagay mo auto-reversal date? The date after your accrual date. Kung ang accrual date mo is June 30, ang auto-reversing date mo, 1st of July. Matik yan. The day after. Okay? Sir Mix, tama na po pagbanggit ng date. Nasasaktan na po ako. Bahala ka dyan. And then, ang pinakahuli, okay? Ay, ito palang narration, nakalimutan ko. Ikaw, huwag mong kakalimutan, ha? Kailangan ilagyan ng narration. Ano pong ilalagay sa narration natin? Any identifying information that would easily tell somebody what that journal entry is for. Paano ko po isusulat ang narration, Sir Mix? Depende kung anong edad mo. Oh. Kapag pag medyo old school, yung mga 40-hin, sabi nga kanina, 50-hin na, ilalagay dyan, to record. Diba yung mga ganun yung umpisahan yan eh. David naman, no? Ay, nakangiti. Oh. Pag medyo Gen Z, okay, anong nakalagay sa narration? Accruals. Yun lang. Debtors. Inventory adjustment. Ganun lang. So kung feeling din in denial ka sa edad, adjust mo yung narration mo. Okay? And then lastly, ito po, importante ito. Show journal on cash basis report. Kailangan mo yan. Intindihin. Huwag mong palagpasin sa mata. Bakit? Kapag nag-accrual journal ka, pakinggan nyo to. Pag nag-accrual journal ka, tatanggalin mo yung check niyan. Nakalimutan mo niyan pag actual job na, patay. Tatanggalin mo yan kapag accrual journal ang ginagawa mo. Bakit? Kasi kapag hindi mo tinanggal yan, okay? Tapos nag-compute dito ng GST. GST is the VAT in Australia. At ang client is on a cash basis of reporting for GST. Ano mangyayari? Kapag kasi tinanggal mo yung check dito, ibig sabihin, yung any VAT or GST na mako-compute, hindi niya isasama doon sa GST return. Pero kapag nakalimutan mo yung sinabi ko, kasi masyado ka pang affected doon sa date kanina. Okay? Yung GST na na-compute dito, kahit cash basis yun, accrual ang ginagawa mo, ha? Cash basis yung return, ano mangyayari? Masasama yan sa computation ng GST payable. Mali ka na naman doon. Patay. Ha? Sige po, kung may question, balibag nyo muna sa chat. Yan. Babasahin natin yan. Or kung hindi ko siya nabasa, i-resurface nyo na lang. Okay? Nasaan na ba ako? Ayan. O, konti na lang pala. Find and recode, pangwalo. Ayun yung manual journal. Ito, find and recode. Ano naman ang find and recode? Sorry, lumagpas tayo sa oras. Find and recode, it allows you to do mass editing naman. Ano yung mass editing? For example, under accounting, find and recode. For example, yung naunang bookkeeper sa'yo, anga-anga. Ano nangyari? Yung repairs and maintenance niya, dalawa. Nagkahiwalay pa yung dalawang klase ng transaction sa magkahiwalay na account, dapat isa lang. Sa chart of accounts, hindi pwedeng mag-merge. Hindi pwede. Okay, walang option na gano'n. So, ano gagawin mo ngayon? Ililipat mo ngayon yung transaction doon sa isang R&M, papunta saan na doon sa official na repairs and maintenance. Pwede mo silang i-edit pa isa-isa, pero matagal yon, matrabaho yon. So, ano gagawin mo? Find and recode ka. Ano gawin mo? Find and recode ka lang dito, hanapin mo yung mga transactions na yun through the conditions or parameters that are available. For example, the account is repairs. Wala, di ba? Entertainment na lang. Meron yan eh. Sure ako dyan. Gusto mo lagyan ng date range yan? Walang problema. Pwede. Marami kang pwede pagpilian na criteria. Ang importante, ma-search mo yung mga tamang transaction. And then, ano gagawin mo dito? Select mo yung mga transaction na kailangan mo. Pwedeng lahat, pwedeng ilan lang. And then, you can recode them. And then, change the account if you need to. Isa lang ang ihahabiling ko dito, te. Keep in mind, tatlong criteria yan kapag nagre-recode. Pwede mo palitan yung contact name, pwede mo palitan yung account, pwede mo palitan yung tax rate or the GST rate. Kung ang intention mo is to change the account and the rate, you need to emphasize that, edit that, these two boxes in here. Yung iba kasi kadalasan nabibiktima, tinira lang yung account. Akala nila susunod yung tax rate. Hindi. Kung ano lang ang pinalitan mo dito, yun lang po ang mapapalitan. So if your intention is to change, update both of these two, keep in mind to update both of them, hindi yung isa lang. Okay? So that's fine and record. And then lastly, report tax or the reporting in Zero. Ang maganda kay Zero, napakadami niyang reports available. Ikaw na lang ang mamimili. Okay? Kung ano ang mga kakailanganin ng client. Usually, the client would already have customized reports. But if you want to customize it further, let's say the profit and loss, you need to know those techniques on how to properly present the data in a more meaningful way. For example, yung sinabi ko kanina, pwede tayong gumawa ng mga comparative periods. For example, like this one. Kung gusto mo lagyan ng kasi additional na total, pwede rin. Madadagdagan yung mga columns. Or if ang intention mo naman is i-compare natin yung tracking categories, pwede rin. Ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo kanina na pwede natin pag-compare kada branch, kada category. Pwede rin nating magkagawa ng mga groupings of account. Mag-edit layout ka lang sa baba. If you want to do some better presentation, for example, ano yun? Kunyari, sample lang Kunyari, itong mga to, mga i-click ko in random, magkakagrupo yan. So I can group the selection and I may just call these um, admin expenses. Expenses. And what happens? If I update the layout, meron na silang special grouping ngayon within the report which enhances the presentation of these expenses. Nakahiwalay sila, may sariling total pero parte pa rin sila ng overall na totals natin. Marami pa yan. Additional columns, adding the budgets. You need to make sure na ang pinakaunang tanong kasi dyan will be, ano ba intention mo? Ano ba gusto makita ng client? And from that kind of question, yung answer do sa tanong na yun ang magdidikta anong klaseng modification ang pwede mong gawin. At ang maganda dito, pag na-modify mo na, you can actually save this as a custom report. Pag kinik ko tong save as custom dito sa baba, pwede mo na, hindi mo na kailangan ulit-ulitin tong modification na to. Every time that you need this report, you can already use it. And even your client would generate that as well. Okay? Coach, mag-enroll na ako sa paid training mo. Ay, sige lang, go. Gusto kitang i-welcome doon. Ang ganda mo. Ay, magturo. Ay, sorry, nabitin ako sa binasa. Hindi nakakaantok. Ay, salamat po. So those are the 9 critical skills, okay, that you need to focus on. If you want to start that journey of upskilling yourself, making yourself a master of this accounting system. Napansin nyo mula kanina, hindi naman talaga features ang ina-explain ko. What I'm trying to explain is the value, the functionality, the importance of each of these areas, these skills, in making sure that the transactions of the client, Shell client, will be processed properly. So wag kang mag-focus sa pa-feature-feature lang, sa pa-click-click lang. Kailangan ang focus mo in creating that mastery, okay, is knowing how to utilize these tools, these features, to execute a specific function for a client. Yun ang goal. Okay? So, sana sa isang buong oras na pinagsamahan natin, kahit papano, it was able to set your direction going forward. Okay? Yun ang goal ko. May direction ka. May proper vision ka kung ano ang gusto mong mangyari. Okay? We want to remove that randomness of your learning journey and we want to make it intentional to create that mastery in using Zero Cloud Accounting System. Before I move forward, Miss Yan, would you like to add anything?
Ayan, so 213 tayo kahit bumabagyo.
Ay,
Again,
wow.
would like to lang acknowledge of course all our core team members. Of course, nandito sina mga TL nyo, tawag namin TL or community leader. But of course, thank you so much. May mga umahabol. For sure, na-miss nyo yung ibang 9 skills. I'll drop the link for my YouTube channel. Doon namin madalas na-upload. I can't remember na ilang beses na namin to ginawa. You can see that on my YouTube channel. But nakasampu na yata kami. I think
In
so.
just 3 months,
Yes.
no?
Oo, within 3 months. Kasi I think we will have every two times a month namin gagawin para lagi kayong na-update. Tama ba? Hindi kasi siya makukuha ng isang beses lang. But anyway, alam ko, bibigyan ni Mix yung mo YouTube channel mo, Mix, di ba? Meron
Oh,
ka
yes,
dyan.
yes, yes. So, actually, itong 9 critical skills na to, meron din tayong YouTube channel that explains, hindi naman super detailed, pero a little bit more detailed than what I did today. So, they are about 5 to 7 minute videos. Pwede nyo i-scan yung code. Subscribe na rin kayo sa YouTube para naman kahit papaano may followers tayo. At mapakinabangan nyo kasi magagamit nyo yan. Plus the recording that Yan has in the YouTube. Okay?
Yan, so yan, na lang yan, scan. Again, ang dami natin, mga newbies. Pa-type naman ng mga first-timer, guys. Ayan, may mga tanong dito. Nice discuss, mga atin training po. Meron nakita sa pick pa webinar here. Ayan, meron daw mga mix, so may mga ano ka dito.
Parang nakikita kita sa peak pa webinar. As long as wala po akong atraso, wala po akong problema doon. May naniningil pala ng utang. Pero siguro, may mga times na nag-conduct tayo ng peak pa webinar before, yes.
Ayan, ang
Ayun.
daming first time. Again, sa mga first timer, encourage you sumama sa WhatsApp. Nandyan kasi yung mga link namin pag may mga webinar. But again, magkita tayo mamayang 7 and 9, same link sa mga naliligaw, same link lang po. Ayan, so go ahead, Migs.
Sige. So, yan. So, dahil patapos na tayo, ano nang next steps niyo yan? Yan yung mga pag-uusapan natin. So, ang next steps nyo, ito, pinaka-recommend. Yung kanina kasi, yun yung magiging coverage. Yun yung magiging mapa ninyo. So, ano ang next yung gagawin? Okay. Ito yung 3 steps that I would like you to do. Okay? Para meron tayong action point. Number 1, take the Zero Advisor Certification. Now, please, pakinggan tong mabuti. Libre po yan. Okay? Huwag po kayong magbayad. Kung meron po mag-aalok sa inyo, sasabihin niya, oh, bayad ka lang ng ganito, kami na bahala sa ano mo, zero certification mo, tapos magbayad ka lang every year para nare-renew natin. Scammer po yan. Matik yon. Okay? I don't want that to happen to any one of you. Zero Advisor Certification is free to access. Punta lang kayo ng central.zero.com, makikita nyo na dun yun. Okay? However, I don't, please, okay, please don't rely too much in having that kind of certification. Okay? Your intention must not just be receiving a certificate. Ako, lagi ko sinasabi to sa mga estudyante ko. Certificates mean nothing. Ang importante, utak, ate. Develop it here. Pag-aralan mo kung anong pine-present nila sa certification. Learn from it. Yun ang pinaka-importanting part. That is the biggest, best, and the only motivation that you should have why you would spend some time taking the Zero Advisor certification. Not for the sake of getting that certificate, but for the sake of learning. And then after that, practice nyo. Okay? Pwede kang mag-register ng isang zero account for free. May access ka doon sa demo company. Kung ano na pag-aralan mo, itry mo. Because the best way for you to learn is to experience it. Okay? Yun ang pinaka-importante dyan. I-experience mo. And the last thing, you need to make sure that you have proper mentorship that you receive in your journey. Kasi, okay, kapag wala kang direksyon, tandaan nyo mga basketball player, soccer player, lahat ng mga yan, ano pangalan, Yala, what's her name? Yung sa tennis, sikat yun ngayon eh. Oh, palagay nyo, sariling sikap niya yon? Hindi. May coach siya. O magaling siya sa skill niya. Pero may coach yan. May mentor yan. May mga community yan. Meron silang kasama nagtitraining. Natututo sila sa isa't isa. And their coach, their mentor is setting that direction. Looking at behind their shoulders and telling them how can they do better. That's why it's very important that you are actually part of this community that we have. Okay? Kasi dito, ang learning process natin magkakasama. Nagko-contribute ang bawat isa. And, okay, we have different training programs properly mentored by the right people so that your journey in learning this and being an expert to this one is well guided. Yun ang importante. That's why, bago tayo magtapos, I would like to invite all of you, if you're serious in taking this journey to the next step, kung ang goal mo talaga is to work for an Australian client, maximize these global opportunities, and prove to the world that you are a world-class Filipino professional, I highly encourage you to join us in our upcoming Zero Master Bookkeeper Workshop. This is our 5th batch already. Sa loob lang ng 3 buwan, nakalima na kami. Hindi ko alam paano ko yung nagawa. Okay? And it's happening on July 31st and August 1. Dalawang half days po ito, 8 a.m. to 12 noon. Okay? So, ano mapapala nyo dito? Number 1, Yung mga topics na pinag-usapan natin kanina, i-expound natin to the detail. Pag-uusapan natin during that training, different scenarios that you would encounter when doing accounting or bookkeeping for an Australian client and what are the techniques that you need to apply for you to record those properly. Okay? Mga actual real-life scenarios po yung mga yan. Sabay-sabay natin yung pag-aaralan. This is a hands-on training. How do you set up Zero? How do you create your financial reports? How do you process day-to-day bookkeeping using different features of Zero? Aside from that, of course, meron tayong mga activities. And then, ang pinakamagandang part nito, you will become part of the core community. Meron pa tayo dyan eh. May core community pa tayo. Yung core community na yon, exclusive group chat yon ng lahat ng mga nag-training na ng Zero Master Bookkeeper Workshop. And what they do inside is that they teach each other. Yun ang hindi namin sinasadyang mangyari, pero bigla na lang na-develop within the community na lahat ng mga nag-training na ng Zero, kapag meron ng question sa isa't isa, like, ganito na yung na-encounter ko sa client, or meron ako na-encounter na ganito, blah, 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 everybody will be willing to contribute and give their thoughts and share what they know, and you become a learner of each other. Okay? Yun yung isa sa pinaka mabigat na benefit. So that kapag may bago ka ng client, okay, meron ka ng client, someone is there looking at your shoulder, teaching you, assisting you on what to do, okay? And making sure na sa lahat tayo nagtutulungan. Ang maganda pa dito, isa po sa trabaho ko, okay, sa community na to, is syempre, tayo ang taga-develop ng talent eh. Yun ang goal ng team namin, to develop talents, to make sure that you are upskilled. And so therefore, kami rin po ang binigyan ng responsibilidad ni Coach Yan to endorse the best of the best students on these workshops who will be having that opportunity to enter into internship contracts or internship projects. Yan, care to explain?
Alright. At sa aking part na internship, sa mga nagtatanong, listen, listen, all eyes, all ears. Para clear po tayo how we do the internship. This is a fair selection of internship sa mga nagtatanong. Marami kasing gusto mag-intern. Pero guys, lahat na nag-enroll ng batch 1 to 4, after the session on July 31 and August 1, may bibigay na assignment sa inyo si Mix na gagawin nyo. Ano siya?
Correct.
Maganda siyang practice. Tapos, pag maaga yung natapos at maganda yung score nyo, doon kami pipili ng susunod na intern. Actually, out of 203 na nag-enroll from batch 1, I think to 2, 4, 130 yung nagpasa ng assignment. Guys, bonus na lang yung internship actually. Kasi pag nag-focus lang kayo sa internship, nakalimutan nyo talaga yung actual purpose of being here, kumuha ng client. Kasi
Correct.
I'm always giving you a free webinar on how to get clients. Actually, ito yung isang tip ko, yung ginawa nyong assignment na yon, intern or not, magagamit nyo siya as portfolio. I'm going to teach you, yung mga nag-enroll, iti-teach ko sa inyo kung paano siya i-approach sa application. Okay ba? Hindi ko to pa nagagawa sa batch 1 to 4, pero isasama ko doon. Siguro next week, pag malawag schedule ko, tuturuan ko sila. Based on their assignment, ipapasa nila sa client yun yung portfolio nila, para nakakapag-apply ng work. Tama? Kasi pag inantay nyo pa yung internship, 130 yung nagpasa, imagine. So if I were you, use that assignment para portfolio kasi yun lagi yung worry,
Mm.
di ba? Kasi alam niyo sa sarili niyo, kayo naman ang gumawa nun, hindi naman ibang tao. Pero malay natin kung ibang tao, di ba? Hindi namin kayo nakikita, hindi natin masabi. Tama? Agree ba kayo doon sa mga mag-e-enroll? Kasi ang nangyayari kasi, you will just enroll for the sake of internship. Hindi ganun ang purpose namin. Sabay kasi siyang ginagawa. Bonus na lang yung internship kasi sa internship, hands-on siya. Pero, ang ganda lang ng community na yon. Pero ayoko kayong masyadong panghawakan yun kasi hindi namin mapapromise kung sino-sino. Clear ba yun guys sa mga nagtatanong? Mag-enroll kayo kasi this is not just iba yung turo ni Mig. Sabi ko nga sa mga nag-enroll, malalaman niyo yan pag nag-enroll kayo, sasabihin nyo na iba yung approach ni Migs. So, hindi bias, pero kahit ako, sabi ko naman sa inyo, matagal na kami naghahanap ng mga coaches inside. Given na CPA siya, tsaka talagang certified, nagtuturo siya, So siguro naman hindi, nakita nyo naman ngayon, di ba, kung paano siya magturo, maraming natutuwa. What more yung actual? Clear by internship, so far we already have 8 internship, paid yon, paid yon. Pero yung mga susunod na batch, again, I'll be clear, hindi siya paid kasi bakit? Isang client to two client pala yung hawak namin. Pero alam ng intern namin na meron kaming malaking project by, baka maganap pa siya by September, mga fourth quarter ng 2026. Magkakaroon sila ng accounting division. Isa sa project nila, isang malaki siyang wealth management company sa Australia. Dahil natuwa siya sa performance ng team na galing dito, now bubuuin namin yung accounting division. So, syempre, dito kami kukuha ng pwedeng mag-empleyado. And currently, while I'm doing the webinar, I already doing the SOPs and the pricing. Kasi, oo, wala daw time si mama. Mama, walang time si mama. Anyway, sinasabi ko to sa inyo kasi bukod dun sa pinaplano, kaya nagsabi na ako kay Mix, kakailanganin kita anytime soon. Kasi, I'll be transparent, malaking project to. Isa pa lang yan, may isa pang parating na Australian client. Siyempre, ang goal namin, magkatrabaho kayo with good benefits. Kinukumpit ko na ngayon kung magkano kaya kong singilin. And gusto ko may HMO, gusto ko may insurance, kung di man may MP2. Tama ba? MP2 gusto niyo yun? Kami na magulag ng MP2. Sinama ko na sa costing para hindi ko naman masabi kung sino dito, di ba? Pero at least, pag nandito kayo sa group, kukuha kami galing dito kasi alam namin galing kay Migs yun at sigurado ako magtutulungan tayo sabay-sabay. Clear ba yan? Gagawin namin siyang parang employee of record. Actually, yan ang nasa isip ko. Hindi kayo independent contractor kasi I'll be honest, kapag sinabi nyo kasing freelancing, wala kayong stability. Tama, maghahanap na naman kayo ng client. Eh kami, stable yung client namin, may benefits. 'Di ba? So yun yung yun yung suggestion ko. Wala, basta ibang usapan yun. Pero ang sinasabi ko lang guys, I'm not promising, but I can see the potential of more accountant galing sa community. Dito na nga nang galing intern, no, 'di ba? Sa actual client namin, what more yung mga darating na client. So much for that. Mas pala sa lalamunan yon. Na-excite lang ako kasi eto na yung sabi sa hula na yung community natin, makikilala siya kasi magagaling yung mga accountant dito sa loob. Yun
Yun.
lang.
Palakpakan naman dyan.
Yes. Sabi ko, sana mag-qualify. Hindi ba malinaw yung ko guys? Yung qualification sa makakasabit na assignment at mataas ang grade. Pero hindi namin masasabi kung sino. Just do your best sa assignment and I can guarantee that assignment can bring you to new client. Siguro yun na lang masasabi ko, okay? Ano daw? Coach yan. Eto na lang guys, kasi nga sabi ko, 130 kayo. Hindi ko, ang tip ko sa mga na-old na hindi napili guys, eto talaga, I'll be honest, huwag nyo na pong mag-internship kayo. Okay? Uulitin ko, bakit? Mas gusto ko mag-apply na kayo directly at kung sakaling dumating yung time na nawalan kayo ng client dun sa client yung nauna because pwede kayong bumalik sa amin kasi may experience na kayo. Tama ba? Kasi yung client namin siguradong dire-diretso yung client. Nakukuha ba? Make sense? Malabo ba ang aking explanation? Mix, you can add on that.
Yeah. Mm. So, I totally agree with her na parang ang goal natin dito sa Zero Master Bookkeeper Workshop is to help you upskill yourself and build your first critical skills. Yun ang goal natin eh. So that, okay, any opportunities everywhere, including within the community and outside the community, you can maximize it. Keep in mind, I am also continuously in connection and conversation with different Australian clients right now. And if any one of them would be needing a staff, saan ako kukuha? Siyempre sa mga estudyante ko. Diba? So, use it to build your own credibility. And start after that training, you can start selling yourself on that idea that, yep, I have a very sturdy, very strong foundation when it comes to zero. My next step will be to practice what I've learned by working for you. Yun ang sasabihin mo sa client. And that gives you a head start advantage. May mga nagtatanong dito, but kaya ba dyan kung kahit wala tayong accounting background? Sa ilang daang estudyante na sinabi ni Miss Yan kanina na nag-attend ng Master Bookkeeper Workshop, ang dami doon, wala silang accounting background. Okay? Of course, you need to learn about these accounting and bookkeeping practices. Hindi porke sinabi kong, oo, pwede. Oo, nawala. Pwede. But that means you need to catch up as well. So if you're really serious in moving forward, of course, you need to expect yourself to catch up with with these kind of skills. Kailangan eh. Part of the job eh. Ha? Parang sinabi mo na pwede po bang kahit sino mag-welding? Pwede. Pero dapat mag-practice ka. Dapat matuto ka. Dapat alam mo kung paano. Hindi yung porke tinanggap kang welder, eh wala ka namang alam doon. Titirahin mo kagad yung pagwe-welding. Hindi, di ba? You need to learn. You need to practice. You need to experience. You need to be guided for it. But once you get that kind of guidance, just like attending this workshop, you can now have a step further, one step advantage to everybody else. Okay? Kasi tandaan nyo, during that training, hindi lang natin pag-uusapan paano mag-record ng transaction, paano mo i-click to, paano mo i-save to. We're gonna be talking about bookkeeping and accounting. Segue how to do it inside Zero. Okay? That's our goal. That's our purpose for that particular training. So yes, build yourself. Hindi, I think naiintindihan ko ang sinasabi ni Miss Yang kasi maraming na rin akong nakitang community na ang naging messaging branding nila is nagiging overly dependent ka sa opportunity na binibigay ng community. Parang, nandun ka kasi baka bigyan ka nila ng trabaho. No. Our community is not about just giving you a job. Our community is all about building your expertise so that these opportunities will come to you. Yun ang goal. Okay? Learning community tayo eh. So if that is the direction that you want, and if these are the type of mentors that you want to be associated with, welcome na welcome pa kayo sa susunod, sa paparating nating Zero Master Bookkeeper Workshop. Okay? So I hope that helps in the decision making of everybody. We only have 30 slots additional. Nagbukas lang ako ng additional kasi meron tayo ngayon. Technically, dapat close na to. Pero I am only opening the last 30. Hindi ko na kaya more than that. So please make sure to take that slot for yourself. Okay? Yun lang. Bago tayo mag-iwahiwalay for today. Check ko lang din yung mga question.
Clear. O, sige. Answer ko muna ang question. Guys, yung session, guys, ulitin namin live. Wala po kaming recording.
Oo. Live yon. Kasi hindi kami nagbebenta ng course dito. Hindi lang kami nagbebenta ng ticket. Anong goal natin? Ang goal natin, ma-produce natin yung skills na yon sa inyo. So I want you to be there, to be present, to be experiencing it hands-on. So, if you are serious on this one, you will understand. Bakit wala silang recording? Kasi training to ate. Workshop ito. At taga mo sa bato, pag binigyan kita ng recording, hindi mo yan panonoorin. Okay? I wanna make sure na kapag sinabi natin etong taong to, nag-undergo ng workshop kay Sir Migs, 100% sure ako, magaling yan. Okay? I've been doing this for the past 12 years. Walang lumagpas sa kamay ko na hindi pinuri ng client. Alam nyo bakit? Because we are doing it seriously. Okay? Kaya ganyan ang batas ng sa ano natin, sa training. You need to be present, you need to be focused, and you need to be hands-on. That's why wala tayong recording. This is a learning session, a workshop. I will enroll. Sige lang po. Go. Welcome tayo dyan. When ang batch 6, hindi ko pa alam. We'll see. Okay? Kung meron man. Pwede po bang sit-in, batch 5 from batch 4? In terms of sitting in, may bago na po tayong rules dyan. We need to control the gates kasi nagkakaroon ng flooding. Kawawa yung mga nagbayad. Truth, nag-avail ng recording tutorial, tinamad. Totoo yun. Eh, kahit nga siguro ako eh. Ilang beses na ako nag-enroll sa isang course na nagbigay ng recording, hindi ko in-attendan kasi may recording naman, tas ang ending hindi ko naman pinanood yung recording. Gawain ko din yan. Gawain natin yan lahat. Diba? Ba't ko itataya yung pangalan ko sa ganun, di ba? Siyempre ako din, kredibilidad ko din to bilang trainer. I want to make sure na yung mga output ko, yung mga trainees ko, mapagmamalaki natin. Close na po yung batch 4. Ay, matagal na po. Tapos na yon. Batch 5 po ang ongoing. Oo. 2 days lang ba? It's 2 half days, ha? Baka mag-attend lang kayo isang araw lang. Bakit po hinalf day pa? O, ay, parang hindi sumabog utak nyo. Yun talaga. Mabigat yan. Oh, batches 1 to 4, lagi nila sinasabi. Information overload, sir. Ang sakit na po ng ulo. Ay, nandyan yung mga ano. Yan, Olivia. Diba? Baka merong gusto mag-testimonial dyan. Paano kayo umiyak nung first day? Was it worth it? Was it worth the sakit ng ulo? Anybody from the batches 1 to 4? Support nyo naman?
Pa-type naman guys kung anong batch kayo sa comment section and can you leave any feedback from Migs. Ayan. Okay. Again, we're not promising the moon and the stars and the sunshine kung lahat ng promises, hindi namin mapapromise. Again, ang pagkuha ng client, hindi po nakadepende sa amin. Nakadepende po yan sa sipag,
Mm.
dedication nyo, at saka willingness to learn. Madalas po kasi, ang nakikita rin namin sa ibang community, pag nakukuha na yung gusto sa community, nagka-client na nakalimutan na kami. Pero later on of your journey, you will realize you will come back kasi kakailanganin mo pa rin ng client and upskilling. Tama ba? So, wala namang kaming hinihinging kapalit, kundi ipalik nyo lang sa ibang kasamahan nyo yung kabutihan, ikalat lang yung information na may gantong community and the rest, it's up to you. Pero again, the power of community is so powerful. Dito kayo magkakaroon ng client, kaibigan, referrals,
Mm.
pipeline of referrals. Grabe. Isa pang gusto kong ituro ng libre din. Paano kayo makakuha? Alam ni Migs yan, bubulaga na lang sa inyo yung mga opportunity for showing up. Okay?
Correct.
Okay,
By the
picture
way,
tayo. Go. Ay, sorry.
sorry, sorry. One last thing lang ha. Pag po nag-register kayo, please make sure umabot kayo sa point na may submission ha. Kasi ilang beses na to, nag-register ng pangalan, nakuha yung QR ng GCash, nagbayad, tapos nag-move on na sa live. I-submit nyo ha. Okay. Minsan may marireceive akong payment. Hindi ko alam kanino galing. So, please make sure to complete the registration. Enter your details, transfer the payment, upload your screenshot, and submit. Okay, yun lagi. Wag na tayo pong maghanapan. Kasi minsan, tatawagan ko pa, ikaw yung nag-register, ano pangalan mo? Hindi mo sinabmi. Kaloka. Ay, di ko ba
Tayo.
sinabi? Ayan po, nasa harapan. 1,500 po. For those 8 hour session, 2 days nakasplit yan. Friday and Saturday, July 31 and August 1. When po ang batch 6? Tignan natin kung kailan. Magre-release tayo pag tapos na yung batch 5. Salamat po sa mga nag-promote ng aking Spotify. Yep, marami po